The Steadward Center is the best rehab center in the world without being a rehab center. And as Canadians and as people that work in the center, I know they don't like to boast about who they are, and what they've accomplished, but someone has to do it for them, because we really do need to let the world know the great contribution that we are making to the lives of people with disability.
The Steadward Center is a disability research center in the Faculty of Phys Ed and Rec, and we provide a ton of physical activity, motor skill development, and sport programs for individuals experiencing disability in our community.
Even since I was at the center, it's broadened the sense of the clientele in terms of who they serve, but it's really about getting to the crux of it, I think, getting people active.
The participants that have come for 20-some years, they still speak to the philosophy and message that Dr. Steadward carries with him.
We have 5 main programs at the Steadward Center: the Adapted Physical Activity Programs for adults, the Free to Be Me program for kids and teens experiencing disability, the Community Exercise Transition Program, the Athlete Development Program for Parasport, and the Functional Electrical Stimulation Exercise Program.
As the transition program continued, an FES machine was incorporated into the equipment within the facility.
I got onto this machine and found out I actually could do something with my legs. I didn't even know it until the first day I was on this machine.
3 years ago, we developed FES in the community, so that's a very new initiative happening right now.
FES uses surface electrodes to apply electricity to the skin and innervate muscles, so where it's previously paralyzed muscle that we're producing a functional movement, either cycling or rowing or arm bikes.
When I come to Steadward, I even take it up another level, because now I can get my legs working also, which is awesome.
We've recently started a provincial initiative getting the equipment out into the community so people can access it on their own, and we're teaching them to use it independently, either through aids or completely on their own.
The more you can get this kind of an instrument into those different centers, the more people you're going to be able to draw or look after or help get better.
Okay, I'm on a rowing machine. There's electrodes that have been placed on my legs here, and when I push this button, the top muscles kick in and I'm able to come back. And this all runs off a small 9-volt battery. It doesn't take a lot of current. Our bodies are electrical, whether we realize it or not.
The machine starts me pedaling, and then I take over from the machine and tell each leg what to do. Sometimes I don't feel it when it actually does it, but I can see it, the results on the screen.
He could have worked out in a more specialized center as the Steadward Center or a community center, and he chose a community center. It's really great because there's a lot of choice within the transition program. They can choose what they want, and they can choose to do some programs within a specialized center or can choose to do it anywhere in the city.
Being a paraplegic for just over 2 years, and it was like right now when it happened.
People say, well, it'll never happen to me, but when it does, they sure reach out very quickly.
I was a firefighter here in the city. I was a very, very active person, and then one little fall and I cracked a few bones in my neck, and the next morning I'm laying there in bed and people are telling me what I can't do anymore, and it's like, quit telling me what I can't do, tell me what I can do, or show me how, you know. So I was pretty happy to find this place.
I was never really conscious of exercising until I needed it. Spent 3 years in hospital. And that tends to change your point of view a little bit.
I had no idea after one session I could sit here and actually pedal this machine. Once I give my legs a push to get going, I could actually pedal the machine. Like the machine shut off right now. And look at this. I mean, I had no clue I could do that. That was just like, wow, okay, now I'm really motivated. You know, 5.6 miles. Woohoo!
There's volunteers here as well as paid staff. They're all great and they're needed. There's no way I'd get on this machine by myself. They definitely are here for more than just a paycheck. They're here to help, and I'm sure in a lot of ways it's rewarding for them.
Their loyalty and their commitment is what you can never teach a student. They have to develop that from in here and in here.
I have a stepbrother who lived with a physical and cognitive impairment, and That was always my plan, was to make sure that he could become physically active, and I think that has always kind of resonated and stuck with me, is that we need to create opportunities for everyone.
And the only way in which the center has been able to continue to survive over all of these years is because of the commitment and loyalty and sacrifices that our staff, like Bobbi Jo and Karen and others before them and since them, have been able to commit.
I came into these programs thinking I was, I could only do, this much, and, never really pushing myself beyond that. But with Kirsty and the other trainers that I've had, they showed me I can go way up there, and which I thought was impossible.
When I started the center, I got a couple of students involved, and then we hired them.
A 4-month practicum turned into an 11-year career.
And then we made it part of our program that all of our internships took place there, and then they got hired, and then they got out and spread the word.
Now the transition program's been going on long enough, so I'm starting to see that our professionals, or our students that have been coming through and working with us, are in the community now. This individual has the training. We know that they have the experience, and it helps build our confidence, but it also helps build our participants' confidence.
The Steadward Centre has always held, I think, a really unique place within the Canadian landscape because we've been providing adaptive physical activity and parasport for such a long time, over 36 years.
I mean, how long has it been now? Oh gosh, since 78. My goodness, it's been a long time.
The success of the Steadward Centre has been this collective idea that we need to keep pushing, we need to keep asking questions. The approach has shifted as the context and the climate has shifted, but that the base idea of creating opportunity and supporting individuals to achieve their goals, be it athletic, be it fitness, the notion around being included, whatever it is, that has been the crux of helping or supporting individuals to achieve that goal.
And it's developed a certain type of empathy, a certain type of acceptance that everybody's different and everybody has something to offer.
We have to build on our successes, but we just can't, keep looking back. You can learn from the past, but you've got to look and move forward.